Pat and I were married in Washington, D.C. The date was Saturday, April 26th, 1952, a date I'll never forget.
Well, he was smart, and I was in love with him.
I think we both wanted a nice family, and we wanted to live pleasantly, and we both liked to travel. So we had many, many commonalities, things that we liked to do together. Well, I don't think there was any surprise at our expecting to have a first child. I think our joint feelings were that this was going to be a wonderful start of a marvelous family, and everything was going to be perfect. And it has been, pretty much.
I was just anxious to have it over.
When we lived in Milwaukee, we lived in a very nice neighborhood, and there was a lot of civil rights activity going on in Milwaukee at the time. At one point, there was a civil rights march through our neighborhood, and I remember feeling that we needed to do something to show that we weren't racist. If I had to pick one thing that my dad taught me, it was to accept everyone with loving kindness. He taught us such a strong ethic of non-discrimination that's colored my whole life.
So we had some fabulous camping trips as kids.
I hated them. We got a Nimrod camper trailer. It was supposed to be a vacation for me, and yet I was cooking over a wood stove and having to scrub the pots and pans that turned black. That's the only way we could go away. I was a big city girl, and after he saw how miserable I was, he moved out here. Partly for me and partly because the company he was working for was going to be sold. And so as long as we were looking, I wanted to live in nice weather.
Moving to Pasadena was amazing and crazy different. We had always lived in the snow in the winter with a good 6 to 8 months of snow. And we were shocked and amazed and surprised when during Christmas we were wearing short sleeve dresses. And we could not believe it. It was the most amazing, crazy miracle of all time that it was sunny and warm at Christmas.
Christmas was always a very, very special time in our home. Mom and Dad would always have a date night where they would go shopping for presents. Mom took a lot of time preparing the Christmas dinner and also the Christmas breakfast. Sometimes I know it was very stressful for her because she wanted everything always to be perfect, and it always was.
In our middle years, it was delightful for us to be able to take long weekend golf vacations and be able to get away from the family by leaving the kids with somebody.
And also staying at these beautiful hotels that were just so gorgeous, and the scenery and the people were so wonderful. And I just loved every single second of it.
When Mom and Dad would leave, the minute they would drive out of the driveway and we no longer saw the corner of their car, we would jump into hoots and hollers and start immediately calling people, and people would be over within a half hour. We would have a big party, and it happened all the time. And the biggest bust of the party was when someone actually fell through the screen on the screen porch. And we had to come up with some story about how that screen got damaged.
Well, one thing my mother always taught me that it was a good thing if I could do something for myself. She influenced me, and all of us, I think, to become very independent. The other thing that Mom and Dad taught me that I've derived a lot of fulfillment from is the importance of volunteer work, because not only did they give a huge amount of time and effort to the Olympics in 1984, But both mom and dad have always taken volunteer responsibilities as seriously as a paid job.
Well, we were both at the swim venue. He was in charge of the ticket takers and the ushers, and I was in charge of the food and novelties. The whole thing was just, to be a part of it was so exciting.
Do I think mom and dad are a good match? Yes, absolutely they're a good match. They're so similar and so different that it makes for a wonderful couple, and to see how they interact, which is so amusing and fun, and more than anything else to see and hear and know how much they love each other.
Nana and Papa are the best grandparents I could have asked for. From the moment I was born, they've given me unconditional love and attention. I feel like they put me before themselves. One thing I remember when I was little is Papa would always let me blow out the candles on his birthday. And even though I'm 28 years old, I still get a card from Nana in the mail every holiday. Even little holidays like St. Patrick's Day. She always sends me a little money and a note saying that she loves me.
I stopped living at 1390 Ridgeway about 8 years ago. Nana and Papa's number is still home. With all the things that happened, and there was plenty of good times and there was plenty of drama, but the one constant thing was Nana and Papa at 1390. But when they moved to Villa Gardens, I realized that their home, it wasn't 1390. They've been home all along.
The immediate memory and the feeling that I get when I think about my grandparents is Camp Nana. Coming out to Pasadena when I was really young, learning how to play golf and spending time with Nana and Papa. It was a perfect place for me to go and run away to and be in a safe environment where everybody loved me. And then all the great field trips that we went to, not very far, Disneyland. And I was so proud to wear my orange shirt after a while. It made me feel like I was part of a unit, part of a family. Thank you for the 4th of July, for the Christmases, for the birthdays and Easters and all the different things that we celebrate together, especially when I was younger and growing up.
I definitely think my grandparents take an interest in my life. They've been so supportive of my education and my learning, and that's one of the things I appreciate most about them is how much they care about me doing well in school and in all of my activities outside of school. I remember a lot of sitting on their laps and having them read to me, and just all the books I loved to read when I was younger, and I can just kind of picture those moments when I would sit in their lap and they would wrap their arms around me and hold the book in front of me and just read to me.
Congratulations on 60 years of marriage and 5 daughters and 5 grandchildren who all love you very much. We're all so happy to have you guys in our lives, and we know that you're happy to have us. So I'm just really appreciative of the family that we have.